Alright, round 2, try and do a little bit better, be on the play. Okay, this hand's reasonable. I think we're just going to do Island Serum Visions first. There is some argument for... I think we're more or less looking for lands. There is some argument for getting like scalding or steam vents, shocking, but I don't want to take too much damage nonchalantly. Okay. I'm gonna bottom the terminate. No, actually. Here, I'm gonna top. We're gonna draw the Jace and then probably gonna shuffle away the terminate, but there's a chance we might not. Give ourselves the option of not shuffling that away. And Goblin Guide. Okay. Awkwardly did not leave a land on top. So in this case, we're going to be shuffling away the terminate. Yeah. Leaving up Spell Snare. Spell Snare is actually very good against the burn deck if they play Eidolon or something. Respond to the trigger, fetch basic mountain. Trigger reveals, terminate still. Sure, whatever. It's not the worst card in this matchup, although already having 2 bolts and a spell snare makes it a little bit awkward. And does that. We attempt to bolt. Usually these decks don't play mutagenic growth, but we could get got. Core Clan Rampager would also be gnarly. This does look like more of a classic burn deck. Rift Bolts. Yeah. So I'm okay with running out Jace here. If they want to Rift Bolt it, that's fine. It does help us. If they just go straight for the face, it helps us, whatever. And we're going to have to fetch a black source with this Delta. Probably going to have to shock ourselves to cast either Spell Snare or Bolt this turn. But it's reasonable. Reasonable. Yeah, I'm going to Spell Snare that for a Watery Grave. Alrighty. Let's see if we can draw ourselves a Madcap Experiment. It is not a Madcap Experiment. So I think we discard the Delta, flip, and then just play a Watery Grave and leave up Logic Knot / Bolt. Don't want to shock ourselves. Don't super want to flashbacks Serum Visions right now. It's an option, but we'll just go ahead and run this out. see. Opponent does have a lot of cards in hand. We do not have a lot of life to work with. Possible I was supposed to run out the Serum Visions then. Oh, yeah, but yeah, just to like I don't think we're gonna die on this turn, but we could die on the next turn. I'm just gonna logic not that. Target that. And exile 3 lands. They have 2 mana up. Sure. Alright, let's go ahead and get that Serum Visions out. If they want to bolt Jace, that's fine. Inquisition is also fine. Another Jace, and another Logic Knot. Tempted to get that Jace, because it just helps us dig. Would like to be able to cast this Inquisition first, because it could just be turning on a Searing Blaze in their hand, if that's what they have. I think we're going to bottom the Logic Knot, and let's keep the Jace. Tarkus Command, Boros Charm. Okay, I'll take the command, or sorry, the charm. And we are hoping our opponent draws creatures. Creatures or lands. Lands would be ideal, but we have two removal spells, so if they draw, I mean, even Eidolon of the Great Removal is not too bad. If they just draw like Boros Charm, that's bad. Okay, they bolt us. Are they redirecting? I assume so. Okay. That makes me feel real good about this Jace on top. They're holding their stomping ground, which is correct, so they can turn on Searing Blaze if need be. If this does not get Searing Blazed, I feel pretty good about our chances. If this gets Searing Blazed, it's not good. Uh-oh. Right, they shocked to cast McAdam. That's weird. Did they do more logic, not math? Whatever. This is fine. And I'm going to use the Terminate so that they can't save it with the Tarkus command. Not that them firing off a Tarkus command is super great right now, but it's fine. Snapcaster Mage. Alright. Loot. Get a click. Jeez. We are just very wealthy in options here. I guess we discard Bolt and just tick up Jace. Force them to just fire off the Tarkus command now, which is not super great. I'd rather just hold up Snapcaster Logic Knot. They're getting up there on cards. It's not super great. I mean, they do have tons and tons of instants, including obviously the one we know about. Fuck you. So if they want to just fire off some burn spells right now, which would not be terrible. This is Boros Charm and Tarkus Commandus. Because we're definitely going to take away, yeah, pretty much any burn spell. Whatever. Yeah. Well, even Targus Command is actually pretty bad. Yeah, they can just fire it off. It's fine. I wonder if they're thinking about going after Jace or not. And just go to us. I think that's correct. Another Tarkus Command. We go to 5. Okay. 5's not a ton. Click them. They have no cards. Sure. Just so we don't forget to attack, we attack first. Serum Visions. Don't need that. Sure, that doesn't hurt. So we're just going to leave up Snapcaster, Mana Leak. Do not play the Scalding Tarn. Do not want to go to 4 and be in range of a single burn spell. Do I want to just go ahead and fire off a bolt? No, because I want to keep up Snapcaster Logic Knot for whatever that's worth. Whatever. I don't think this is actually even correct. I think I'm just supposed to snap bolts. Bolt, 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 bolts. All the bolts at your face. Bolts. Resolves bolt you. 8, facing 5 power plus a flashback bolt. Serum Visions for the hell of it. Bottom. And bolt you. Did not get Lightning Helixed. Okay. So, Dispel's good. Thoughtseize is not good. Don't really have a lot of... I don't mind having one Anger of the Gods against them. It's fine. I don't think... So I'm just going to pull out these subpar cards. Decide what I want to add. Actually, I mean, Anger of the Gods counts as one of the subpar cards. Goblin Rabblemaster is actually probably not the worst against them. Yeah. Alright. And we are on the draw. Yeah, I do think we want to... Actually, Ghost Quartering Burn deck is better than it looks, just because you can take them off of green or white mana pretty easily. But I think I'll keep the Gemstone Caverns. Clearly this is a quick enough matchup. Being able to bolt on turn 0 is preferable. So I'm just going to go ahead. Kolaghan's Command is not super ideal either, although it's fine. So question is, I have 4 slots left and all these mediocre cards. Which ones do I want to add? Pretty happy to have 1 Anger, at least 1 Kolaghan's Command. I feel like Izzet Charm is probably better than the remaining options here. Sometimes you Spell Pierce, sometimes you shock an Eidolon, sometimes you just draw 2 cards and try and hit your combo. Not showing them the combo in game 1 is quite advantageous. I don't really think I want to be chasing on the draw. So it leaves another room for that. Maybe a Dreadbore. Don't want to get too counter heavy. Like Dispel is just kind of a strictly... maybe one Jace just for a little card filtering, but I'm snapcastering back more removal spells, but I think this is fine. Yeah. Like our matchup is fine again, or obviously if we draw the Madcap Experiment, it's really good. It's very close to game over, especially doesn't look like our opponent. I mean, our opponent is not going to bring in Destructive Revelry after not seeing that game one. They might have a path or two, assuming that we're on Tasigur type plans, but that's fine. I think this is a mulligan. Like this is already a this is effectively a mulligan, and then like this, there's 6 remaining cards I would keep, but I would not be thrilled about. So the fact that we can mulligan and get a scry for it, I think is okay. We do get Gemstone Caverns. That's interesting. Yeah, I think we keep this. And then the question of whether, so I can Gemstone Caverns and get rid of like Scalding Tarn. That seems fine. Do we really? The problem is, yeah, if you do that, then we can Inquisition and hold up Spell Snare on turn 2. We're going to draw another land, or we have the option of drawing another land anyway. I don't hate drawing land, but I think I want to. So we're effectively on a 2-lander. Question of whether we want more stuff, more spells, or more land. It's pretty equal either way. I guess this is a bad land to get since it's going to definitely deal us some damage, so I'll put it on the bottom. No Gemstone Caverns. Okay. Fortunately, we don't have a bolt to go with this, but it's fine. Yeah. I think actually, in retrospect, I should have kept it on top so that have the option to so that if they Goblin Guided, we'd get the free card. So I think that should have been a top, but drawing Lightning Bolt instead is fine. So we're going to fire off this Inquisition. Decide whether we want to hold up Spell Snare or just bolt this thing right now. They do have Destructive Revelry. Jeez. I guess word's getting out. Word's getting out. Dawn Piper? I don't think I played against Dawn Piper before. Oh, they're on 1 land. So I think we definitely have to take a 1-drop, probably Monastery Swiftspear. Because I definitely wouldn't hate hitting some extra lands. We can probably leave up Spell Snare for Eidolon. We kind of have to play a land pre-combat if they have the option to grow Wild Cattle, or they have to run out the Goblin Guide here. Sure. So attack comes, Goblin Guide reveals Polluted Delta. Thank you very much, Goblin Guide. And bolt you very much, Wild Cattle. I think I just played the Steam Vents tapped. Yeah, just put the Steam Vents tapped. Logic Knot. It's a fine card to draw. I'm going to leave up this. Maybe lava spiked. Sorry, what am I drawing next? Logic knot. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and deal 2 too. Go ahead and shock the Goblin Guide. That's fine. Mark 13, do this to hold up Spell Snare plus Logic Knot. Lava Spike down. And Lava Spiked again. It's annoying. Let's see, do we need... I guess we get a Blood Crypt with this. Doesn't really matter. Good more. Okay. We do need to eventually draw something. If you just go mono Lava Spike, Rift Bolt us, we are in trouble, but hopefully we can draw something. We were kind of on a mulligan to 5 with the Gemstone Cavern. Yeah. Okay. We go to 6. The next one we have to start countering. This is Goblin Guide, that's annoying. No, just tap them and go. So we know with 2 of their 3 cards. Serum Visions. Yes, sir. Okay, so we know they have the Destructive Revelry, but if we get that Scalding Tarn, you can hold up Spell Snare for the Revelry. I think we're actually under a little bit of pressure, so we go to 5. We get to the Logic Knot, their next play. Yeah, I'm going to do it this way. Leave, in case they play another Goblin Guide, leave the Scalding Tarn on top so we can do this a turn earlier. Okay. Fetching already. And shocking. I don't think I care about that in the least. Like, I mean, I can't kill it, but... Well, let's see. So, I'm going to draw the Scalding Tarn. Not being able... So this is basically just going to deal 2 to me. Or I can hold up Logic Knot for Eidolon next turn. Huh. No, their last 2 cards. They just go... I don't care if they cast Eidolon next turn, I guess, so... And exile and that. Okay, so X2. Okay. Eidolon, don't care. Draw Madcap Experiment, fetch, I guess, Island, cast Madcap Experiment. Find red mana out of the multiple red sources we have. Okay. Madcap Experiment in. Leaving up Spell Snare. And we win. Okay. Our opponent had like one more chance. They go to the 11. One more chance to draw a way to deal with it, but drew, like, yeah. Okay. So that's that. The bird matchup is very good for this deck, so not a surprise.